I'm haggard like a male mule.
Oh, well, I guess he hated it.
I didn't mean to click that, to be honest with you, but I did hate exactly what you said there. Tim, do you want to tell us anything else about how haggard you are before I play?
I've been sick all week.
No,
all week. Ever since I got back from France. Okay.
And Joey too. Got a show for me and you. Games and films and tunes, they'll skew. Some laugh, some grows, it's nothing new. Things I hated, let's dive in. Games and movies, where do I begin? Tunes we love, but still we spin. Laughs and cringes, where we win.
Hello and welcome back to another Thanks I Hate It. We are the Game Club Boys. I am Joey Fitz. To my left is Tim Fitz.
Hi, I'm sick. Hello.
Thanks for keeping up the tune. And then we've got the Fun Time Angry Cop for some reason. Alex, how the bloody hell are you?
I was all right until I saw Tim whip it and then dab.
So
Put a little whip on it.
I mean, I was going to say for our audio listeners, but you're all audio listeners because there's no video. But whenever we play these tunes, Tim just like throws out some wild dance moves.
I'm throwing shapes.
Yeah, throwing shapes, helicopter in, all of the good stuff.
Everyone loves a helicopter, especially the police.
The most efficient way to dry.
It is the most efficient way to dry. So, boys, how are we doing? How's life? Feels like ages since I've spoken to you, even though, Alex, it was only Thursday.
Oh, yeah, because we did a stream without Tim.
A dual stream.
Oh, thank God for that as well. It was
it's so
much
quiet.
easier without him.
I've already completely forgot what we
It
did.
started on time. That was the problem.
Oh, we didn't. We definitely started a little bit late.
That's fine.
We played Whisper Mountain Outbreak.
We did.
It was really good, actually. I would definitely go back to it.
What is it? Tell us.
No, you should have been there. Basically, it's a 4-player co-op. Would you say Extraction?
It's kind of it's an extraction game crossed with like a modern, like a real life escape room kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And it's all about zombie hordes and planning your routes out back to your vehicle and stuff. It was really good.
It was a good time.
And also, I mean, this isn't the game we're here to talk about, but you got to shout out any game that's like £5 to £8 and has 3 available friend passes.
That's cool. Love that.
Love that. Yeah.
What was I playing? Oh, that's right. If you buy, I think it's the original Divinity Original Sin, the first one, you get an additional copy to give to someone, I think.
There used to be the Man of Medan or something like that. Is it the Dark Pictures?
Oh, Dark Pictures, yeah.
They used to do a friend thing like that where you got a free copy, but I don't know if they do anymore.
I love that kind of thing.
It's good. It's good.
I was talking to a friend of mine because at the time of recording, the Steam Autumn sale is on, I think, right?
No,
it's ended now.
Oh, it's ended. But I was talking to someone. I was talking to someone at work the other day about the old Steam summer sales, and I don't think, Joey, you'll have been in the PC gaming space at the time, but Alex, do you remember when Steam did the flash sales where it would be like, this game is on sale at 90% off for the next 30 minutes. Go get it. Oh, I love that. It was exceptional.
And it wasn't always just, the weird little indie games that 6 people have heard of. It was like big titles that did it.
Like I can remember, what was it I got on? It was like one of the Colin McRae's for some reason. It was like 95% off for 30 minutes. I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
Well, I have a revelation to share with you guys in this episode. When I got a PC, I said, I'll only really use it a little bit for editing and a couple of games that aren't available on the Xbox. Today, I planned on taking my Xbox and selling it.
Oh my God, he's converted.
I have converted.
I mean, to be fair, you can play your Xbox games on the PC, so one machine is now redundant.
I was thinking about the last time I loaded it, and it was January.
Oh, that's nearly a year.
So I think I'm going to get rid of it.
Wow.
Just get rid of it, and then the money from it, get yourself a Steam Deck and a dock for it, and hook it up to the TV. Job's a good one.
I did think about that, but I'm not. I'm not buying a Steam Deck.
No,
I'm just not doing it. I can't justify.
He doesn't leave his house enough to justify it.
I can't justify it. And when I do leave my house, very rarely, I'm in a car, and apparently, like, tell me if I'm wrong. Apparently, it's frowned upon to play while you're driving.
Is that why blue lights come on every time I do?
Yeah, I mean, down the motorway, especially, they put blue lights on to say, "Cool Steam Deck."
Depends what you're playing, though, because if you're playing Forza or something like that, you're fine.
There's nothing to
It's just immersive gameplay.
I'm bored, sorry.
I've got cruise control. What more do you want?
Don't play your Steam Deck while driving.
Pull over in a lay-by and then play.
You know those things that you think, I really shouldn't have to say this, but for legal reasons, we probably should. Don't play Steam Deck or any other video games while driving. Guys, we're going to get into the episode, but I'm going to borrow something from our very good friends at Gaming Views. Before we get into the meat of the episode, I want to know, outside of the podcast, what are you playing at the moment? Alex, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I've recently hooked my Steam Deck up to my TV, and for the last 2 days, I have been playing nothing on there but Cult of the Lamb.
What a game.
Got back into Cult of the Lamb, and almost to the detriment of this podcast, I have got very much back into No Man's Sky.
For the benefit of our listeners that may not know Cult of the Lamb and No Man's Sky, just describe them for us.
Cult of the Lamb is a colony sim roguelike where you play as a lamb who has been spared from sacrifice by the Great Old Ones, and you have to build a cult full of worshippers to basically eventually sacrifice and kill. It's part dungeon crawler, part colony sim. It's a good time, and not as evil as it sounds. And then No Man's Sky it's Elite Dangerous, but toned down. It's a space exploration, fly around, pew-pew guns kind of game.
Nice. I played No Man's Sky when it was in its phase where everyone hated it because it wasn't exactly what they promised immediately. So I don't know what it's like, but I've heard that the improvements made are enormous.
No Man's Sky might be one of the greatest turnarounds in modern gaming history. Because as you say, when it initially released, some 10 years ago, give or take, it was met with not favourable reviews because, as you say, they promised this very expansive universe, all these planets and all this, that and the other that you can do, and when it came out, it fell fairly short of that. But since then, who's the developer? Hello Games have done nothing but put out 3 major updates and expanded the game to the point that it is nothing like it was when it first released.
I think that and Cyberpunk probably share the mantle for biggest turnarounds, right?
Yes, yeah.
Tim, what are you playing?
I have been playing 3 things on rotation, and I was just getting trailers for them so we can talk about it. I know with the audience...
Tekken, Street Fighter.
I actually haven't touched any fighting games since I got back from France. But the first one I've been playing, of course, Pokemon ZA. It's out. It's fun. It's got its flaws like any Pokemon game naturally
like every Pokemon game.
Well, yeah, but this is fun. It's a return to Lumio City from Gen 5 and with fun new Mega Evolutions and open world mechanics. It's
now
good.
This is the one where it's got a Mega Evolution of Starmie, where it's just Starmie with legs.
Oh, I hate it. It's the worst. You know that meme of Patrick Star where he's in like fishnet tights? It looks like that. This, by the way, what we're seeing on the screen at the minute for the audience is the rank battle, and it's dog shit, but it's required for some unlocks, so whatever. But no, the game's good. I'm about, I would say, maybe halfway through the story, I think.
There's nothing like, what are you playing? For the listeners, what we're seeing now is dog shit, but I am playing the game.
The rest of the game is very fun. and I'm really enjoying it.
I saw a video of this game, and I got to tell you, I have not enjoyed a Pokemon game since Yellow. But I saw a video of a cutscene in this game, and none of the cutscenes are voiced, but they all move their mouths and act as if they are. How jarring is that?
It's a little weird, especially when you consider there is a kind of bit of voice acting where if you jump off a building and land on the floor, or if you're hit by an attack, your character will go like, or whatever.
Is that what you want it to do, like Banjo-Kazooie? Just
every time I catch a Pokemon, I want it to go, Guh. The next one I've been dabbling in is the first Berserker Kazan.
Yeah, I wanted to play this before I found out it was based on an anime.
It's not based on an anime as such. It's based on a popular Korean MMO called DNF, Dungeons and Fighters. And it got popular in the West because of DNF Duel, the fighting game made by Arc System Works. But this is a very fast-paced Souls-like game based around one particular Berserker from the DNF universe. Alex, I think we actually played some DNF online, didn't we?
We did a handful of years ago now.
Yeah.
This looks nothing like it.
No, it's the same universe, but looks nothing like it. But
based on in the loosest sense of the term.
Well, it is Kazan, the first Berserker from the DNF universe, so it is lore accurate. I'm going to tell you, the combat is super satisfying in this. The way Kazan controls, he's got 3 sets of weapons. He's got an axe and a sword. He's got a great sword, which we're seeing on screen at the minute here, and he's got like a lance pole thing. And each weapon, plus Kazan himself, has a skill tree that is entirely refundable if you want to respec halfway through your run. So you can just be like, nah, this isn't working. I'm just going to refund and go for a completely different build to take on these like massive enemies. In like with Dark Souls style, like, you know, recoveries and enemies respawning at rests and the bombastic boss fights, but with like Devil May Cry hack and slash combat. It's great. Plus there's a parry system in there, which I'm a sucker for. The last one I've been playing is this little indie title, Mars First Logistics. Alex, I think this might be more of a you game than a Joey game, but the idea is that you play as a robot operator on Mars, and you are tasked with taking Object A to Destination B. And how you do that is entirely up to you. So you can build, as long as you've got the budget for it, I've just seen they're putting Among Us coin in the game, okay. But as long as you can build a robot that will safely get the cargo from point A to point B, you can complete your objective. And then if that robot doesn't happen to work for the next thing, tear it down, make a new robot, start the new job from there. Or you can save blueprints of robots, build a flying robot. I've got one at the minute where if I'm carrying something particularly heavy, it basically acts like a big crane game and then loads the cargo onto its back until it inevitably tips over. In which case, I've got like tipping arms on either side so I can flip myself. Really fun to do. Also, multiplayer.
Also looks like it'd do really well on the deck.
It does do very well. I've been playing exclusively on the deck. Big fan.
Big fan.
Joey, what have you been playing?
What about you, Joey?
I have been playing a few things. So I was telling these guys before we started, I played a little bit of Arc Raiders with our friend Griffin from Reboot, Deboot, Major Tunage. That's really fun. I'm only in a play test at the moment. The game doesn't come out until the end of October. It's like an extraction shooter set in a futuristic dystopian world where robots have showed us who's boss. I've also been playing a game that lovely Dan from Gaming Views and Casting Views got me called West of Loathing.
Oh, West of Loathing's good.
It's so simple. It gives me like a Newgrounds kind of vibe, but there's so much to it. It's really, really funny. Really made me laugh. Like there was a spittoon in a saloon. Oh, all the fun words. Spittoon in a saloon. And I had
next
the
to
option,
the bassoon.
Next to the bassoon, played by a baboon.
That's too soon.
And it gave me the option to look in it and see what's in there. And it's like, there might be something at the bottom, but I'm not sure. And you have to click it like 7 or 8 times, and it's going, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? That's disgusting. You might not want to do this. But I got to the bottom of it, and it was a ring, and then a man took it off me, and then I went outside, and there was a person who was half person, half cactus. It's that kind of humour. It's really dumb, really enjoying it. And then I guess the other one is I'm playing for DLC. So we're on a bit of a bumper run of DLC at time of recording. I think it'll probably have just stopped with this recording. But
we did it, everyone.
Deathground.
How is that?
Well, I think my episode's out by now. It's okay. It's very clearly the opening stages of its life. For anyone who hasn't seen Deathground, it's a multiplayer game where you spawn into... These guys are sending each other gifts in a group chat. It's really distracting. It's basically Jurassic Park, the survival game, but with guns instead of the official Jurassic Park survival game.
Kind of like Turok.
It's very much like Turok. But the whole gist here is that the AI for the dinosaurs is like really clever.
Do you get to go clever girl whenever one catches you?
You go, good girl, clever girl, and poke it on the face and say, well done, little velociraptor.
Eat your arm.
and then it just replies with,
wow, that was really good, Alex. Part dinosaur. But then it's got things like... so you guys know that Jurassic Park has made dinosaurs look nothing like dinosaurs actually looked, don't you?
Yeah. It's quite famously, it's skewed like the public view on what they were.
For example, velociraptors were about 2 foot tall.
Yeah.
And were covered in feathers. Well,
they were giant chickens.
Basically, yeah. Deathground has a selection in its starting option whether you want the Jurassic Park style looking big, scary, scaly dinosaurs, or you want them as they are believed to look scientifically, which is quite interesting.
That's interesting.
That's great.
It's good. It's good fun. I mean,
that's really cool.
The game is getting slated on Steam. I'll be honest with you, because there isn't a whole lot to it. But I feel like it feels more like a beta than the early access of a game. So that's I think where I'd land on it. But those are the games I'm playing at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, like Joey said, we've been doing a bit of a DLC stint at the minute. So you're bound to see that I've been playing things like First Squadron Phoenix,
which I am so looking forward to hearing. Bigfoot Life Simulator on First Squadron Phoenix.
Don't get me started on Bigfoot Life Simulator. What else? Shooty Robot Invasion. What was the other one? Squidly's Revenge.
Squidly's Revenge.
Yeah. Some absolutely top tier titles. Thanks for picking them.
Well, the thing is, so I choose all of the DLC that I want to do. Alex chooses if he wants to do any, but I've decided to stop giving Tim the option and just choose for him.
Yeah. It's a bit like working for IGN, really, isn't it? Like, you will review this.
Right, okay, so we're actually here, guys, to talk
20
about
minutes in.
20 minutes in. That's okay. I don't think this is going to take the full hour that we'd normally want for the episode, so I don't mind that. I think we'll probably get about half an hour of content out of this game. I'd be amazed if you guys got played for more than an hour and a half. So we are going to talk about, as guys, this week is Halloween.
Ooh,
spooky.
Ooh.
Oh, Bon Jovi's downstairs.
Yeah.
Do we go and get him?
No, don't fucking go and get him. So this week is Halloween. So I thought, look, we played Silent Hill last week. We've got the Mortuary's Assistant this week. We're going spooky. We're going scary. The Mortuary's Assistant is a game that was developed by Blackstone Digital. And it is a first-person horror simulation. And it's simulation because you actually undertake some of the mortuary's jobs and embalm the cadavers and all of that fun stuff. It's a single-player game that was released the 2nd of August 2022 on Steam. Bizarrely on Switch on April the 20th, 2023. And then on PlayStation and Xbox on August the 2nd, 2024, 2 years after the PC release. It's got very positive on Steam. It's got 3.9 out of 5 on PlayStation Store. OpenCritic gave it a 74 out of 100. And the general consensus is it's a really good atmosphere and a strong concept with some concept with a minor technical roughness around the gameplay. It hasn't won any major industry awards, but it is a pretty big cult hit in the horror scene. So, let's ask the question. Alex, by showing me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, how did you feel about the game?
Oh, well, I guess he hated it.
I didn't even need you to do the thumbs down.
So, I think what you said there, your general overview of it, hits the nail on the head. It's got some good atmosphere to it, and it is interesting that the level of detail they seem to have gone into with the whole embalming process. Obviously, I have no idea if it's a real... I have no idea how close to the market actually is, but they've actually put more to it than, drag body out, clean, make cold, put in fridge. You've got to mix the right chemicals. You've got to...
You were qualified.
have been for years. You got to mix the chemicals. You got to do your incisions, staple the jaw shut, all of that kind of stuff, and it does well on atmosphere. It does do well on atmosphere. It is basically it's a point and click game. There's no real gameplay aspect. It's point and click with a bit of investigation work. So I got 2 hours. I did the first shift.
Nice.
All the way through, and I got it right. I found out that it was, I think his name was Amek or something.
Mm-hmm.
One of the House of Immolation demons, nice. And yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy horror games as a standard, which I think I've said here before. But it was fine for what it was trying to do. It was very rough, technically speaking. I actually started playing this on my Steam Deck and immediately decided that was the worst decision I could have made because it controls like crap with a controller. This is a mouse and keyboard. Well, it's a mouse game. You don't really need your keyboard even, but yeah, it was okay. It wasn't a game. It was more of a experience, I think.
Okay, cool. I'll get into why I chose it in the story in a minute. But Tim, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, well, I guess he hated it.
That wasn't an edit. I knew, I could see on Tim's face how much he hated it. So
I thought this was a piece of shit. No, I'm going to play bad cop here and say that I didn't think there was anything redeeming about it. I thought the atmosphere was bad. It was just, and like the voice acting was very stiff and wooden. The animation between the characters that we saw, like the head mortuary man,
Dr. Raymond.
Thank you, Raymond, and your character's mom it's very weirdly animated, and not in like an artistic fun way, in a way that like it felt like they were just getting to grips with animating skeleton bones, just like very much swinging movements and limbs and what have you. I've worked out this game's made me realize what I hate about YouTube horror bait games. Mm-hmm. And I know that's why this is on the list, because it's YouTube horror bait. These games aren't scary, they're inconvenient. So it felt like everything I was doing in the game, either the game was going to put its hands up in front of my face and go, ooh, or it was just going to be like, the door's locked now. You have to find the key. And then you'd open the key and then you'd be like, okay, you can carry on with your job now. Thanks. But like, For example, when you arrive for the night shift, when you get the 3 bodies that you're supposed to do the embalming on, so you can work out which one is the devil from the Bible. It's the whole thing is like the girl that you're playing as. I forget her name.
Rebecca.
Thank you. She calls Raymond, the owner of the mortuary, and goes, "Raymond, there's a scary man outside the door, and the door is locked." And he goes, "I know, it has to be this way because I'm spooky," is the summary of the plot. And I don't know if you guys work this out or not. You can just leave via the fire exit in the room with the freezers. The fire exit's open, you can just go to the car.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not going to do that because there's clearly a game here to play.
If you do that, you can sit in the car, but you can't go anywhere.
Great, okay. So she just forgets how to drive. Wonderful. So what it felt like, though, I would be going through, because the first level, and I'm using level in massive inverted commas here, is Raymond training you how to embalm a body, and it talks you through the process that you're going to repeat 3 more times in the game with some I'm going to call them obstacles in the way. And it's a very involved process, and I do want to commend that if it is accurate, they've done a good job of the process. I imagine it takes much longer than the 5 minutes that like the game portrays, but it's
As a professional embalmer, I can tell you it only takes 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, so it is accurate.
Yeah.
That's good.
Actually, I think Alex is
100%.
wrong. I think it's slowed down, so it would only take Alex 14 seconds to.
Well, he's qualified, so that makes sense. I as Rebecca, am not.
Yeah.
So what it was?
Sorry, can I just say that in the game, Rebecca literally is qualified.
Oh, great. Okay. No, she's an intern.
No.
She's an intern, but she
gets signed off on night 1 by Raymond. That's why she's allowed to go in and do it by herself.
It's really dumb. And then when you're on the phone with Raymond, he's like, "You have to find the devil. Go in my closet and find some burning paper." And you have to go and like wave this paper around the walls, like you're like, I don't know, looking for wallpaper samples that match or something. And eventually the paper will catch on fire and it'll go, "There's a clue in here about the devil's real name." And then you have to go and go and play Snap, essentially, with like devil glyphs and runes. But what it felt like it was doing was every single step of the way, occasionally the game would just want to go, "A bloogie woogie woo, there's someone at the end of the corridor and it is scary. I'm telling you it's scary, be scared." And that was the whole game. Rinse and repeat.
I strongly disagree with that.
I hated it.
So I agree with everything you've said. I don't think the jump scares were great, but I think where this game differentiates itself from other YouTube games is it doesn't say a bloogie woogie woo. Something happens in the corner of your eye that you see someone there and they disappear. It doesn't make a big scary jump scare noise. It doesn't like fill the screen with a scary face. The whole point in this game is that it's something in the corner of your eye or something that disappears very quickly when you look at it. Now, I'll let you finish what you're saying in my true. I was going to say something about me being.
But Beyonce had the greatest album of all time.
Maybe I don't want to say that with his recent.
Hello, 2010 memes.
Yeah. But I'm not. Well, I'll tell you my thoughts on the game in a minute. But I do strongly disagree that it's intense YouTuber horror bait, because that is fill your screen, big scary jump scare noise, meant to make you jump out of your seat scary, where this is eerie and atmospheric, and the scares come from you turning the camera really quickly and seeing someone at the window, but then when you turn it back, they're not there.
So I get that, and I saw there were multiple times, because I played this on the Steam Deck. I hooked the Steam Deck up to my TV so Payne could watch along she wanted to watch. And there were points where she saw things that I didn't. For example, a big creepy spider-looking man sat on top of the cupboard.
Yeah,
I didn't see that until Payne pointed it out. And you know what? For those little details, great, cool, love that. But there are times where the game will just go, "There's someone at the end of the corridor," and the game will not progress until you approach them. And then when you approach them, they jump at the screen and slam you down to the floor, and then you're in like a dream world dimension. And it's that kind of shit that's very tame and overdone and doesn't interest me. The first thing I saw where it was like, oh, there was probably something there, was I saw something move in the window in the daylight. And I was like, that could just be a rendering issue. It could be something there. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt and say there was probably something there. That would be interesting. More of that, please. And the game did give me more of that, but it didn't give me enough of it, in my opinion.
Was that during the tutorial?
Yes.
I saw the exact same thing, and it just looked like a cardboard cutout of a little black ghost thumb with little red eyes.
It was said,
the stereotypical way you draw a ghost of just basically a thumb with squid legs. It was that minus the squid legs, and it looked like it was a cardboard cutout, and it was a bit sort of like, oh, that would have been quite frightening if it looked anything like anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh, yeah, just going back to inconvenience. It's not just a case of the game won't let you progress until, you've interacted with the scary thing at the end of the corridor. A lot of the times it was like, the lights have gone out, but then you could just resolve that by flicking the light switch back on that you're already stood next to.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. No, I didn't rate this game particularly highly. I thought the little things that it was trying to do were interesting. How well executed they were, I don't think it was the best done, but I don't know. It just wasn't for me. And it's not because, Tim gets scared easy at horror games. I actually don't. These games don't scare me. They just annoy me.
It really felt like there was two different teams working on the horror elements, if you will. It felt like there was the one team led by the kids who were doing the little doodles of pop-up ghosts and Spider-Man in the corner, because that looked fucking ridiculous. It looked like a Gmod type of model. But then there were other aspects where at one point you bring up your clipboard and it's got you should have slit your throat across, like carved into it. There was the woman at the end of the hallway to the incinerator in the cold room where the lights kept flicking on and off and she kept getting closer and closer. Things like that. That was clearly done by the adult horror team. There was, one of the things Dr. Raymond, the spooky man, tells you is if at any point you feel like you're starting to go a little bit insane, play one of these tapes because the familiar voice brings you back. And you pop one of these cassette tapes in and it's a demon saying you should have killed yourself when you had the chance. Stuff like that builds a spooky atmosphere, but when that then culminates in a balloon ghost, a balloon ghost that is coming because you can't do anything to the body that you're trying to embalm, it kind of, all that build-up just turns into a big fat...
I think this game would have been more scary if it was like, if Raymond was like, you need to have these bodies embalmed by 4 a.m. or you're going to die. And then the scary interaction stuff was happening all while you're trying to embalm the bodies. It would add so much more tension and pressure to it.
It's got the same problem, and it's the same problem I had with Silent Hill F when we talked about it. Demons and monsters and all that kind of stuff in horror media is only scary if you don't see it. If they kept hinting that it was there, doing all the spooky voices and all the etchings on the walls and telling you to slit your eyes out and things like that, then that would have been good. But it was then coupled with, spooky corridor lady.
Yeah,
spooky corridor lady.
I think I've said my piece, so I think I'm done dragging on it for a bit until we inevitably bring up something that I remember. Sorry,
minutes.
one more thing.
There it is.
One more thing. Alex mentioned the controls on Steam Deck. So I mentioned I hooked this up to my TV. I played this with a PlayStation controller. Never in my life have I seen a sensitivity adjustment, the slider, increment in units of 0.001.
And it starts at 0.010, and so it takes you about 3 weeks to turn a quarter circle.
I was tapping the increased sensitivity thing, I would say, for a good 10 minutes before I got to actually playing the game. Anyway, minor point. Carry on.
Okay. Do you want to know how I felt about this game, having chosen it?
Go on.
Oh, well, I guess he hated it.
I wasn't expecting you to hate it.
I really wanted to like this game. I've had this game in my library since last Halloween. I bought it in the Humble Bundle all that time ago. Back when Humble Bundle was good as well.
Yeah.
I've seen other people play bits of it, but I wanted to stay as spoiler-free as I could, so I've only seen little bits of it. And I thought this felt like, when someone uploads like a uni project for a game design course, that's what it felt like to me. And I really disagree with Tim's Bloogie Boogie Woo analysis. I think that there is a little bit of that, but I would say that most of the scares are much more subtle. I am amazed that no one has talked about how stupid the story in this game is.
Oh, it's dumb.
It's
asinine.
So stupid that I had to write down what the story is before this, because I think I purged it from my brain. I think you guys have really hit the nail on the head with a lot of it, but the core thing here is that there's 3 main rooms with a couple of side rooms in this game. It's a really small area. It's obviously made in Unity. It's obviously using Unity assets that are put together in quite a quick way for all of the cutscenes, because they look and animate horribly.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here for the cutscenes, really. You're not here for the story. You are here for the creepy bit, the embalming. I actually think the embalming was quite good. It was quite interesting. It's not something I've done in a game before. It didn't work twice out of the 3 playthroughs I played. I got soft locked because it wasn't showing up any. So as part of the embalming process, you have to note down any irregularities on the cadaver's body. And 2 of the 3 times I did it, that bugged out, and it wouldn't allow me to note down. Like, it was missing one thing, and it wouldn't allow me to progress. So I had to restart the game twice before I finally got one that actually worked. And I think that if you want to make this game scary, you have to put your player really focused on this being an experience, right? I played this as the Halloween event was going on, as I imagine you two did as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready to be like, okay, I'm ready for some subtle jump scares. I'm ready to be spooked out and on the edge of my seat. And then I opened up the freezer and pulled out the first cadaver, and he was dressed like a fucking clown. And I thought, I'm all right, thanks.
So everyone had different bodies then, right?
Yeah.
I
thought, I'm all right. I don't think this is going to scare me. And I think that the Spider-Man was creepy. I think I saw him at the corner of my eye before he crawled into the ceiling.
Yeah.
I thought that the people at the window telling me to let them in because it's cold and wet outside were fine. I did like that you only had a couple of slots to hold stuff, and the embalming process took like a million things to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to follow the checklist. I really think that was a good way of breaking it up. But what this feels like is one of those, at the moment there's a bit of a trend on Steam where every single game needs to be a simulator game because they're really quick to turn around and pump millions of the fucking things out. Everything has to be a simulator. So this was Mortuary Simulator, and they went, well, you can't have dead bodies without have scary things. It felt like 2 games that couldn't work out quite what they wanted to be, so they did neither of them well.
was going to say, do you know what this game? To me, I think this game fails because it didn't immerse me specifically, and I'm not going back to my thoughts, of course, but I think this game would have worked 1,000 times better if it was a VR title.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, if you physically had to. The entire embalming process was done with the Joy-Cons or whatever they're called on VR, where you're physically having to go up and use your hand to turn the head and use your hand to cut the carotid, things like that.
That'd be great.
It's not a VR title at all, is it?
No, there is no VR capability.
But yeah, to me it felt like someone's university project that was better than everything else in the class, so it got released and picked up a bit of traction, but people really like this game.
The thing is, we've seen it before. Small map horror immersion game can work really well. Look at Slender Man and how well that did back at the time. PT. These are games that are very small, very atmospheric-driven games, and that feels like it's what the Mortuary Assistant wanted to be, but then they put a point-and-click adventure game in it as well.
And I hate point-and-click.
But that's effectively what the entire embalming process, while it was cool and, you know, it was interesting to do, it was effectively a point-and-click game.
Yeah, it was. It was. But yeah, it's obvious now that I chose this game because these guys hate YouTube jump scare horror. I think there was some of this done to varying degrees of success in the Mortuary Assistant, but a jump scare does not make a game, nor does a spooky man stood on the top of your wardrobe that crawls into the ceiling, which
was completely non-animated as well. He just kind of drifted.
Well,
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
But that image of the guy on top of the wardrobe is in it's all of the promotional material, so they must have been very proud of it. You'll probably see it and probably be on our thumbnail with this episode. So look for it there. So
can you just make it Spider-Man like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
No,
put him as Emo Peter dancing like in the movie.
No, I won't. I'm going to go through the story, and the story is big quote marks, and I'm going to fly through this, right? You are Rebecca Owens, a newly certified mortician. Hear that, Tim? Certified.
She is certified. God.
She's starting her apprenticeship at Mortuary. Certified dead. Working the night shift under her mentor, Raymond. Dr. Raymond, what was his surname?
It was like Delta or Dalton or something like that.
Dr. Death.
Delvis, I think.
Delvis, okay. Dr. Raymond Death.
Delvis Presley.
You go through a tutorial and Raymond shows you how to embalm a body, and then on the second day of the job, he calls you and says, can you work a night shift? And you go, yeah, great. So you rock up, and when you close the door, there's a man behind you. That man is indeed the devil, and Raymond calls you and says the only way to get rid of him is to tell him what his name is. And you do this through, as Tim said, a series of wallpaper swatches and setting fire to the building that you're in. Alex, you got your hand raised, very polite.
The man at the door that kicks off the whole oogie spooky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember that bit.
But the thing is, so this is the subtlety thing. I think they took the subtlety way too far in bits of it, because you only saw that if you went in the door and turned around.
He looked like a Jawa.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, right. I went straight to the desk, and then the phone rang, and she was like, "Shit, there's a guy here," and I'm like, "What guy? Where?"
Here we go, woo, teeny, because it's spooky.
Wow.
God, I'm fucking funny.
God, you're on fire today. But so I only found out he was there because the way that you interact with stuff in this game is to look at it, click to grab, and then throw it and release your click, and it will literally throw things across the room. And I was throwing people's urns of ashes that were in the front desk around, and I was like, oh, there's a guy there. So,
hello.
Because of the man who is the devil and Raymond's revelation that you are possessed and going to die, Rebecca decides to get on with her 9 to 5 and work out who the devil is. But throughout this, you go through a few flashbacks, a few hallucinations, where it turns out that Rebecca has recently, and it doesn't state how recently, gotten off the drugs. The hard drugs.
She's going to do the weed.
She is, yeah. She rolled a doobie, and they said, "No-be doobie that."
Well, through the cutscene, it seems that she started when she was 14, and then the last thing we got from that history was a 10-year sobriety badge. So we can determine that she was she was at least in her mid-20s. She started when she was a teenager and stopped at some point.
Well,
hasn't been on the doobie for 10 years.
Not been touching that devil's lettuce. And
that's why she's possessed by the devil.
The devil. So, my God, I can't remember where we are. She has hallucinations where she is on the weed, and there's a whole thing about her dad dying as a result of her being on the weed, because he comes to check on her, and whilst he's checking on her, he slips over and dies.
Joey's not kidding, by the way. That's how it happened.
That's genuinely how it happened.
Like a banana peel.
She blames herself. And the devil is going, you did it. You killed your father. Well, actually, it was just poor footing that killed your father.
The lack of a wet floor sign.
Whilst all of this is going on, you are embalming bodies and stapling their jaws shut and guessing what the devil's name is. Now, Alex, you said you got the ending where you got it right.
Yeah.
That's called the good ending. Tim, what was your ending?
I got the ending where you woke up in the freezer room and Raymond goes, you had a good night then, and then she force chokes him like Darth Vader. And I couldn't help but think, oh, good Lord, this is edgy.
So what happens, Alex, for if you haven't seen it, as Tim said, he levitates and the devil goes, Raymond, you're a big old bitch. And then she clenches her hand together and Raymond just begins to bleed from everywhere and turns into a tiny little ball.
But he folds up, and I turned to Payne, and I just said my only regret is that I had bonitis. That's a great reference for anyone who understands it.
So there is multiple endings to this. I got the same ending as Tim. So I was not willing to play this game again, so I asked ChatGPT for what the endings of this game are. So I'm going to run through them really quickly. The good ending, which is Alex's ending, not just you just get Alex at the end.
You become Alex, and that's the good ending.
You get it right. You banish the possessed body. Raymond says, good job, and then hints that the cycle will repeat and the evil is never really gone. So you're no better off than when you started.
I just wouldn't go back there.
No. The possession ending. Rebecca chooses the wrong body or fails to complete the ritual in time. She gets fully taken over by a devil and turns Raymond into Swiss cheese. So that was the one Tim and I got. There is another one where the ritual is performed incorrectly, or Rebecca hesitates too long and the demon escapes. In this version, the demon attacks Raymond and burns his body in the mortuary.
So when they said the ritual was completed wrong, is that giving the wrong name but still burning a body?
Exactly.
Right.
There's the Rebecca ending is what it's called here. Rebecca succumbs to the visions tied to her past trauma and drug addiction. And instead of confronting the demon, she relives a loop of overdose and guilt over her past mistakes. So she's in an endless mental torment, basically.
Cool.
There's the basement.
Dead, basically.
Yeah. She's not having a good time in any of these so far. The basement ending. Did you guys know there was a basement in this?
There was a bit.
Where was
there was a note in Zoe, who seems to be the caretaker or day receptionist or something. There was a note in I think it was her personal drawing. It was like, oh, you know, Raymond doesn't like us going down into the basement, but I need a key for it because all the chemicals are there.
So
she might be the cleaner, actually.
She's not the cleaner. She is a previous mortuary's assistant. And she is still in the basement. She is locked in a coffin in the basement, and she's possessed by the devil.
Wow.
The basement,
the
basement ending is meant to be the true ending. And basically, you find out that Raymond goes out and hires quite vulnerable people for the role because they're more likely to take it and do the night shift and get possessed, so that he can end up killing them, take their blood, and experiment on possessed blood, because Zoe is Raymond's ex or wife. I mean, I don't know how you count a possessed person locked in a coffin. Whether they're ex or current is by the by. He loves Zoe. She wants to rip his bollocks out through his throat because she is a devil locked in a coffin in the basement. And doing this ending, you set Zoe free, and she does indeed rip his bollocks out through his throat.
Excellent.
Yeah. There's I'm doing air quotes here, the let me in ending. The mortuary, so Rebecca gives in to the demon's whispers instead of resisting. She accepts the possession, and the mortuary fills with demonic symbols. She laughs and screams uncontrollably, and that's it. The screen goes black. And then there's the neutral ending, where Rebecca finishes the shift without identifying the demon. Raymond lets her rest, but there's subtle hints like, this is what it says here, in brackets, subtle hints, like demonic reflections or voice distortions, shows that the demon still lingers inside of her. It's ambiguous, she's not safe or fully possessed in this ending. So there's 7 endings.
So there's different degrees of possession that she can be afflicted by depending on how quick or slow you did it.
Yeah, exactly.
On a scale of 1 to Exorcist, where is Rebecca?
Dead.
Yeah.
Like, you know the people who charge other people to do seances and palm readings? She's around about there.
Oh, okay.
Grifter, that's what she...
This game was stupid.
It was dumb. Really dumb.
I put here, so in our running order, I've put, what could you have done to make you enjoy it more?
VR. Make it a VR title and it'll probably actually be pretty good.
Alex?
Take out the physical manifestations of the ghosts. If it's all just hints and atmosphere, make it less jump scare bloogie woogie YouTube horror and more subtle atmospheric sort of suspense.
And my answer is save the space on your hard drive for something that might actually be fun to play. There you go.
Well, that's the thing as well, because is it not? It's about 20 gig, isn't it?
It's massive.
Are you joking?
It's huge.
No, I'm sure it was about 20 gig.
No way.
Yeah, it's really big.
I'm going to go to the store page and take a look right now because I do not remember it being that large.
4 gig. 4 gig of space.
Even
Where
still,
did I get
4
20
gig is a lot for this.
Yeah. Yeah, the very positive rating on Steam really surprises me.
Well, like you say, it's the same thing with a lot of horror. It's got cult followings when it's actually a bit crap.
Yeah. So our recommendation for the Mortuary's Assistant is don't do it. Go and be an assistant elsewhere. Play a good horror game. That's that. Right, that's Thanks I Hate It. We all fucking hated it. Who's got the next Thanks I Hate It?
Me. In 4 weeks' time, we're going to be doing Genesis Noir.
Ooh. That's Genesis and Noir enough for you?
I'm going to get old Genesis Noir up in this bee.
Right. Well, boys, thank goodness we had our conversation at the start, because this would have been a short episode. We'll see you next time. Next week is a BAP. Then the one after that is cutscenes, right?
Yeah, it's Mortal Kombat 2021.
Very exciting. Right.
Very exciting.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Tim, Alex, and Joey too. Got a show for me and you. Games and films and tunes, they'll skew. Some laugh, some grows, it's nothing new. Things I hated, let's dive in. Games and movies, where do I begin? Tunes we love, but still we spin. Laughs and cringes, where we win.